Hi, everyone. This is Mondion Astral Oracles, sitting up here in a old attic space with all of my earthly possessions stored behind me, where they've been for the last year and a half or so. And a lot of things are shifting and going on right now, and these solar eclipse energies were crazy in turning everything upside down and inside out, and I hope you're also dealing well with them out there. And I just got vaccinated the other day, and it looks like the world may be opening up again. So I'm sitting here also trying to figure out exactly what I want to do and where I want to go. So that's exciting, and that's why I'm also think I might need some counseling from our Arcturian buddies to see if they can shed some light on new beginnings and dealing with uncertain opportunity. And I thought that might be interesting. And also, of course, there's a live stream this Sunday, and I announced that it would be with the reptilians. But I feel like with all these things going on around me, I'm not able to really concentrate that energy and work with it with the proper let us say boundaries it needs. So I think I'll do one with the Arcturians instead. And it's been a while since we've had our buddy Umblam join us for a live stream. So I'm looking forward to that, and hope you're not too disappointed, and will also join us and the council for some channeling fun this Sunday. So without further ado, guys, thank you for being here, and hope you enjoy. Yes, and hello, dear friends. I, Umblam of the Arcturian Council, I'm so happy to join you again. And today I've been asked to speak about new beginnings and uncertain opportunities. That is, you have all been experiencing these shifts, and you may have sensed that they heap one upon the other, so they stack up until they will just seem like a mountain of changes that are almost weighing you down rather than allowing you to climb to the top to see new vistas. So many changes have been happening energetically, and so many changes have been happening socially, and so many changes have then been happening in your individual lives that, well, it seems like a lot of promise without, well, too much reward at this point. And of course, it's the same in your rituals. Notice when you build up the excitement for children for Christmas, there is this period almost of despondency where it seems that the dark is the darkest and the longest, and that gifts and sunshine will never arrive at the solstice, and it will never be Christmas morning, and the gifts will never be opened. And that is the place where you find yourself right now energetically. You are building up towards the solstice. And so this solstice, of course, is the opposite of the one of Christmas. It is the one that heralds the coming of the dark, but it is also the one that, well, marks the point where there is the most light available on your planet. And so at this point, you may sense that there's a sea change within your personal existence, that you are actually following the schedules of the light quite harmoniously. You are quite well in tune with the progress of these events. And so the changes, having stacked up, having heaped themselves upon each other, it means that, well, you need to release this stack. You need to go around the mountain, or you don't even need to climb it anymore. You just need to realize that there are other places to go than to deal with all these problems and the changes correlating to them. These are things you can play around with. The idea that when you have become multidimensional, it indeed manifests in your physical existence as the appearance of choice, the appearance of, well, many possible paths towards the same outcome, that is, the alignment of you with you. It also presents itself as the idea of many different spaces, of many different energies, configurations, and content, indeed, different persons that all present themselves to you. And it might seem quite confusing. It might also seem that it does so more rapidly than it usually did. And it might seem as if you don't really know what to pick and choose from, where you want to put your effort and where you want to retract it. But this is the very idea of the new. It has the quality of experiment surrounding it. It has the quality of trying something out and seeing whether or not it actually wants to come to fruition. Trying something out for size and seeing if it fits you, or whether or not this was simply a quick trip to the dressing room to find out that, well, some things, they just make you feel ridiculous. And it's all right to feel ridiculous. It might actually want to be the place you want to go now. Because notice that at the bottom of every joke there is the element of surprise, and at the bottom of all that is new there is the element of surprise. And so there is a jokey quality to all novelty. Notice again why you may call these shops novelty shops. It's the idea that something new is astounding, it is funny, and it tickles your fancy and funny bone. It sets you alive, and it does so by pointing to circumstances, perspectives, and visions of you, bringing actions forward through you that you may not align with, but that belong to you nonetheless. And all these have a point of silliness to them. And it's this silliness, this playfulness, that's helpful in the, well, entrance into this phase of new beginnings. It's to know that you are juggling all these codes yourself, and you can choose to, well, then let some of them go or drop them, or, well, ask someone to throw you another ball in the mix and see if you can keep all of them juggling at the same time. And if you can't, don't worry, you'll just drop them, and that will be it. That will be fine. That will be something that there will also be lessons in. And so please align with that as you move into this element of uncertainty, because uncertainty has the element of promise. It's essentially the same energy brought into different perspectives. So again, bringing you back to that expectation of gifts, it's the idea of promise, it's the anticipation of birthday. When I have grown 1 year older, what more will I be able to do? What more will I be able to experience? Are there any difficulties that I didn't master before that I am now old enough to master? Can I learn the skateboard which I couldn't before? Or is calculus all of a sudden making sense to me? You are still making this progress into uncertainty. From every moment you are developing yourself into a new potential figure, and that new potential figure is able to entertain new and more complex problems, to entertain it on a spiritual level. And so these spiritual quests, these problems that you set out to solve, they have the character of gifts, they have the character of something hidden and obscure that then comes into light and is aligned with the things that you expected and hoped for. And yet, every time those two pathways intersect, well, it's a moment of magic. It's the idea that the world of vision, of anticipation, and the world of reality and experience, they become one, and they unite into this affirmation that it is wonderful to be. And so you could say, in a sense, the human obsession with celebrity that has been found throughout the ages in different guises also has this vision of the idealized human then, when seen, being merged into the real world, and that realizing this affirmation that it is possible to become golden. This is the ideal principle that you mirror when you move into this worship of other characters that you believe show themselves to have unique capabilities. It's the unique capabilities in you that you envision, that you want to see come into the world, that you then mend in this other character. And so can you create yourself as this other character and then bring it back to you, and then see the trinity of this action moving into a holy satisfaction of magical creation. That is some of the ways that you perceive how you become multidimensional, how you fashion yourself as a type of Play-Doh that is something that's not even as clay, well, malleable, but then becomes hard and fixed, but something that keeps, well, allowing itself to have many colors and to keep being moldable. So the only shapes that you will hold from now on are temporary, and they are practical. They are fleeting, but they serve their purpose until they pass on and give way to other shapes. And what will be continual is the melody and the energy that plays through you and that is unbroken and allowed for in every moment. And so the energy of you, know it is becoming present, and it is this thing that's creating a continuity between all these separate senses of violent change that have been picking you, sweet human beings, apart to bring you back together and bring you back into the wholeness with yourselves, into this image that is reality, and this reality that is ideal. Therefore, with this message and these perspectives, I, Umblam of the Arcturian Council, I send you my love, and I send you the love of the Arcturian race, and I let you know that the wisdom of the Council is available to you. Our vessels and our technologies are moving in to allow themselves to be utilized and to inspire humankind, and our healing chambers are working with those willing to change and upgrade your DNA codes to allow for higher humanity to emerge and allow for lower humanity to ascend into that ideal which you are in real. Therefore, our deepest love, our blessings, dear human beings.